Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be talking about one bait that you need to stop using for catfishing. So let's get into it. Okay guys, I got 5 reasons why you need to stop using a store-bought stink bait. And I'm talking about all those foul-smelling baits that you can get on any taco shop. Some people sell them on big buckets, other places selling on bags, and I'm gonna give you 5 reasons why this is not a productive thing to do. And I'm also gonna give you an alternative that you can use to catch your catfish. So let's get started. Reason number 5, and as the name describes it, is a really stinky bait. The smell of this is horrible. Most of them smell like death. It was really foul smell, and when you're using this bait, you're gonna have to be putting it on the hook. Obviously, you can use gloves so you don't get it on your hands, but then it's kind of a hustle trying to use the gloves and using the bait. And then if you're not using gloves, then you have all this nasty smell on your gear. You're reeling your reels, and then on the handles, as the smell stays. I mean, I used to before. This is what I'm telling you. This is my experience, and I had that smell on my hands for a couple days, guys. Depending which bait you're using, the smells are pretty much the same. They're really bad smells. So if you don't want all your gear smelling horrible, if you don't want to smell super bad when you get home, and I mean, even if you wash your hands, you'll still have that little scent. So if you don't mind smelling like that, and your gear smelling like that, and having that awful smell around while you're fishing, while you're trying to relax, while you're trying to catch a catfish, you go ahead. But if you have a problem with that smell, if you never used it before, I'm telling you, this thing is unbelievably smelly, and obviously that's what attracts the fish. But then we're gonna go to the point number 4. Point number 4, guys, and it's the price. So you can get a big bucket. I mean, not really big, like a kind of big. I think it's like a gallon bucket for like 20, 25. The really good ones are like 30 bucks. So you're gonna be paying the price for a bucket with a lid on it and the stuff that comes in it. And if you go the cheap route, you're gonna be buying a bag that once you open it, if you don't have something specifically to store that, you're gonna use it one time, and you're gonna be paying 5 to 10 bucks every time you go fishing for catfish if you wanna use this stuff. And then comes the problem of where you're gonna store the bait, because you pay so much money for this bucket, right? And you put it inside your house is gonna smell. I don't care what anybody says, the smells go through the lid. So whatever you put it is gonna smell. If you put it in your garage, it's gonna smell. You can't really leave it outside because it's gonna start attracting critters. This thing smells, guys. So the storage and the price is one other reason why not to buy and use this bait. Point number 3, this bait is soft. It's like a dough. Some people call it dough bait, but stink bait is the one I know it for because it stinks really bad. So it's really hard to put this on a hook and keep it on the hook. So now you have to worry about ways to keeping this stuff on the hook, and you're probably gonna be using treble hooks. Most people that fish with this stuff are using treble hooks, and if you are not keeping fish, you're gonna hurt the fish and probably kill the fish. If you're not planning to keep those fish, then you're gonna run into some problems. Now, obviously, there's a lot of treble hooks with little sponges and little things that helps you to keep this stuff on them. But from my experience, none of them actually work well. So you have all this nasty stuff that you're gonna have to be figuring out a way to put on a hook that most likely is gonna kill the fish that you not really wanna keep. So it's just keep adding up, guys. Adding up as far as like you have to have special hooks, so then you're gonna go buy these special hooks with the little sponges. They don't work that well. Most likely your bait's gonna fly off anyways, and you're gonna have to be going at it, trying to add all this stuff onto the hook. There's some stink baits out there that claim that all you have to do is dip your treble hook in there, and then when you pull it out, the bait's gonna be hanging on to the hook. Yeah, I tried that. That really doesn't work that well, guys. You kind of have to finesse some of the bait into the hook, and then the stuff is gonna get in your hands, and we have the problem all over that. Your hands are gonna smell, your gear is gonna smell, the smell's gonna be everywhere, and ultimately you're gonna be hurting the fish. So I usually do a lot of catfishing, but I don't keep fish all the time. So for me, using stink bait, having to use treble hooks is really not an option. So that's the reason number 3 why I don't use this stuff anymore. Okay, the reason number 2 is that if you use this bait, you're most likely gonna catch channel catfish, guys. For some reason, channel catfish will eat the less picky species of catfish. You're not gonna be catching no flatheads, you're not gonna be catching big blues. For some reason, the smaller channel catfish is the type of catfish you can get with this bait. So if you're targeting a specific species like a flathead, you're not gonna get a bite, because most likely it's gonna be a channel catfish and a smaller channel catfish that's gonna go and eat your stingbait, guys. If you wanna be fishing for flathead, you know you're gonna be using live bait. If you wanna be fishing for blues, you're gonna be using big cut baits, specifically shad, skipjack, stuff like that. But the stingbait, it just feels like it's not natural for them. So the only ones that are gonna go for it are gonna be the channel cat. And believe me, I have no problem catching channel catfish. I enjoy catching every type of catfish. I enjoy catching every fish out there. So that's not the problem. The problem is that if you are targeting a specific species, you're not gonna be getting good results, because most likely all you're gonna catch with stingbait is gonna be a smaller channel catfish. And last but not least, guys, the number 1 reason why I don't use stingbait anymore is because you catch very little fish, okay? In my experience, it's harder for the fish to go for this unnatural stuff, okay? Some people might argue it's just a dull, it might be stinky, so it can resemble like a dead fish that's been there for a long time. Yes, I give you that, but most likely those fish want to eat something dead, but not rotten, you know what I mean? So when you're using cut bait, you have better chances to catch a bigger channel catfish. You have a chance to catch a bigger blue catfish, and even a flathead. Not very often, but even a flathead, because obviously if you want to go for flathead, you want to be using live bait, but you have better chances to catch more fish and better fish using something more natural than this really nasty stuff that most likely the fish are not going to encounter on nature, okay? If there was a dead fish that was going to sit on the bottom of the river for that long, the turtles will actually get it before the catfish will get it. So nothing's going to sting this much. The idea is the catfish is going to pick up the scent and come to it. But even though that could be happening, okay, you're going to take a curious, younger, smaller channel catfish to actually be curious enough to buy this unnatural stuff that is sitting on the bottom of the pond or the river. And that's all theory, guys. That's my opinion. If you have a different opinion, I totally respect it. If you have a different opinion, just let me know down in the comments. There you go, guys. This is why I don't use stingbaits anymore. Now, I told you I was gonna give you different options other than stingbaits. So here we go. Some things that you can use. You can use chicken breast. You guys know chicken breast can be a little expensive, but it's probably gonna be around $5-6 to get 2 breasts. You can cut them up in chunks, and that works really well. You can use chicken liver. Well, it's not as natural, but it actually does the job of attracting fish. And if you don't have nothing else, you can use chicken liver. If you don't know how to keep the chicken liver on your hook, I have a video. I'm gonna leave a link down in the description that you can check out, and I'm gonna leave a sticky note here. The best ways to keep your chicken liver on the hook. And you can use cut bait, obviously. I have a video how you can catch your bait and use cut bait. Really, really simple. You can catch your bait at the same spot you're fishing at, and you just grab fresh bait from where you're at, cut into chunks, and there you go, you're fishing. So bluegills work really well. Any panfish will actually work good as far as cut bait goes. Obviously you can use shad, skipjack, and all the natural baits the fish usually are eating anyways. And there you go. Those are better options that you can use instead of using the stingbait. Stop buying it, stop using it, guys. It's not good. Don't go through the hassle using this stuff. But with that said, guys, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for sticking to the end. Thank you for all the support. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment. If you enjoyed the video, hit like, subscribe, share, comment, and I see you guys for the next one. I have a lot of videos coming up that are gonna be awesome. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.